I enjoy using Anchor podcasting services. For one, it's an easy setup. Secondly, you can do everything on the same platform, which includes record and then add music to your podcast if you like. And once your podcast has been saved, you can then distribute it to other platforms with the click of a button. And did I mention that it's free? You couldn't ask for anything better than this. Thank you for tuning into Bringing the Heat with Regina Weston. Here we inspire and deal with topics that matter. Stay tuned. Bringing the Heat listeners. You can visit my website at www.reginaweston.com. And while you are there, you can find all books written by Regina Weston. Today's topic is consequences. And the question that I would like to pose is, why do people feel that they can do whatever they want to do and there not be a consequence? Now, the meaning of consequence is a result or effect of an action, which simply means whatever we do, right or wrong, there is a cause and effect. There is a consequence behind good behavior. There's a consequence behind negative behavior. Case in point, I get a phone call. The person will remain anonymous. And it always baffled me how people call me like I'm a magician. Like I can just make things happen with the blink of an eye. This is not bewitched, people. I don't perform magic tricks, but I'm going somewhere with this. Y'all know how I do. Okay, so the person calls me and they're like, I just got stopped by the cops. I'm like, okay, why did the cops stop you? He said, I don't have insurance on the car. Now the cop says, did y'all hear what I just said? The cop says he doesn't have insurance on the car. So I asked, well, do you have insurance on the car? No. And he says, the cop relates to him, you need to have insurance on the car or I'm going to take your plates. So now this individual wants me to pull a rabbit out the hat and to get him car insurance within 3 minutes, because the cop says you better have insurance in 3 minutes. And I heard him because he was very aggressive. So now you calling me in a panic to work wonders. Now anyone knows that when you call any establishment, whether it be the doctor's office, insurance agents, anywhere, most of the times you spend 3 minutes just dealing with that automatic service. Press 1 if you want to talk to the operator. Press 2 if you want to talk to the nurse. Press 3 if you're a doctor. You got to go through a whole bunch of foolishness just to get a live person on the phone. So how in the world do you think I can just get you insurance in 3 minutes? So I called the insurance because I don't want this person's car to be towed, because I already know they don't have the resources to get the car back. So I get on the phone and I'm like, what insurance agency can I call? Then it came to me, just call the one that the individual had. So I looked up that information and I did that. Now people, the message is, this goes for our young adults. This goes for our mature adults. When you drive a car, it has to be registered and it has to have insurance. Insurance protects you and it protects the other driver. It protects the passengers in the car in case there is an accident. That's just simple common sense. Now, people lose their livelihood People lose their life. People lose their family because they make decisions and they don't factor in the consequences behind their action. Think before you react. Think before you do something. Another example. There was a young man, nice young man, come from a good family. He was driving and he accidentally hit someone. Out of fear, he left the scene of the crime. He didn't see the person, but he knew that he hit something. So what he should have done, he should have stopped his car. He should have got out the car. He should have looked to see what he had hit. And if you hit a deer, we know that you call the cops. We definitely know that you call the cops if you hit a person. But this young man, he did not do that. He kept driving. He went home and he told his mother, "Mom, I think I hit something." His mother, being a wise woman, said, "Go back to the scene of the crime." So thankfully he was obedient. But you know the consequence? When he went to court, the judge said to him, "Had you not left the scene of the crime, because it was an accident, you would have left this courtroom without any jail time. But because you left the scene of the crime, you know what? They gave this young man some big time for a split decision." People, you can lose a lot for a split decision. Think of the consequences before you do something. Don't move. Think before you speak. Try to walk and operate in a conscious mind, an intentional mind, before you say and you do things that may cause you harm or cause somebody else harm. Now, the issue that I have with this individual not having insurance is, one, he could have gotten in an accident. He could have taken somebody's life and he will be in jail right now. So why would you do something or put yourself in a situation that would cause you harm? Because when I say that this cop was aggressive, he was aggressive. Even when I got the operator on the line to get insurance, he was barking at her. "When you going to get the insurance? How long is going to take?" And she was like, I started laughing. "When I get done, that's when he will have insurance." So I want to break down some of the things that we may do that will cause a domino effect. Now bear with me, because some of y'all that may listen to this podcast may be in this situation or situations with an S. And by listening to this, I hope that it makes you think. And as I always say, when you know better, you do better, or you should do better. Kids, if your mama and your father tells you not to hang with Susie, James, Eric, Bob, and Sally, don't hang with them, because clearly they know something or they see something that you don't. On the package, when you buy cigarettes, it says it may cause cancer. Okay, it may cause cancer if you smoke cigarettes. There's a consequence if you smoke cigarettes. Dark sodas. I know this for myself, even though I don't drink dark sodas, but having been on dialysis, I know that dark sodas are bad for your kidneys. And it kills me how when I'm in a grocery store, it seems like some people, they buy the whole aisle of Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola. Now, I'm not telling you what to drink. I'm telling you about the cause and effect of your actions. Okay? Dark sodas is not good for your body. It's not good for your kidneys. Point blank and period. Being in an abusive relationship is not good for your mental, being, your spiritual being, your economical being, being in an abusive relationship can cause you your life. There is a consequence to being in an abusive relationship. Y'all all know that I'm a domestic violence advocate. I'm certified. This is what I do. Being in a abusive relationship can cause you your life. Young lady, don't think that you are different and he won't verbally abuse you, sexually abuse you, or physically abuse you, or abuse you economically, or spiritual, or gaslight you. There are many forms of abuse. If you know that he has a history of abuse, do not go into situations with your eyes open. There are consequences to getting in things that you should not get into. Men and women that cheat on their partners. There are consequences to cheating on your partners. One, you can cause your partner's death. You know why? Because people are crazy. And if you get in a relationship with someone that now wants you all to themselves, they have the possibility to bring harm to your mate. So don't cheat on your partners. If you don't want to be in a relationship with your partner, then let him or her go. Do not bring someone in a situation that may cause them harm. And the other effect, if you're having unprotected sex, you can bring a long-lasting disease to your partner, and it's unfair. I always say, do not take away my choice. I'm married. If my husband want to cheat, leave me out of the equation, because that's not the lifestyle that I signed up for. I do not want to be in a swingers club. So if you want to cheat, come tell me, listen, Regina, I'm not happy in this relationship. You just don't do it for me no more. I'm going to be like, deuces, and go on with my life. Don't take away people's choices. There is a consequence behind that. Lying. There's a consequence for lying. When the truth comes out. Murdering and taking somebody's life. There is a consequence for taking somebody's life. It kills me when I watch these court shows and these individuals that has taken someone's life, how they fall out and faint when the judge hit the gavel and say, you are getting 25 years to life, or you're getting life without parole, and how they faint and how they scream and how their family is going through a whole bunch of changes. You took somebody's life for whatever your reason. There's a consequence. Robbing someone, causing somebody bodily harm, there's a consequence if you get caught. Not receiving God as your personal Savior for those that believe in a higher power, which there is one. If you don't receive Christ as your personal Savior and you leave this earth, there is a consequence, because there is life after death. Now, we all have a right to believe what we believe. This is my belief. There is life after death. And all you have to do is say, God, please forgive me of my sins. I believe that you are the Son of God. I ask that you forgive me for all my transgressions. Guess what? It's just as simple as that. You're saved. Then after that, you find a church home where you can learn more about God. And He's not asking you to be perfect, but you're making a conscious decision to learn more about Him. That's a good consequence. Because once you got God on your back, baby, He's better than your mother and your father. You know why? Because He always got you. So make that decision today. Allow Him to guide your steps. Trust me on this one. You will not go wrong. Taking drugs for personal consumption. Baby, there's a consequence. I just wanted to name a few because I don't know. I keep saying, is it in the water? Because some people feel they can do whatever they want to do and there not be a consequence. Baby, young lady, young man, mature adult, everything that we do in life has a consequence. So think before you react. Think before you say something. Think before you move. Follow that innate spirit that God has implanted in all of us. And if you feel something is wrong, baby, listen to it. It may prevent a negative outcome that can cause you your life. Bringing the heat listeners. If you would like to support this podcast, you can do so through Cash App at $RWeston252. That's $RWeston252 under the name Regina Redmond. I would like to thank you for your love and your support. Thank you, Bringing the Heat listeners. To listen to this podcast, go to anchorfm.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play, where we bring